Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are discussing NNDM stock and Nano Dimension as a whole so we can judge NNDM's future growth. We will also talk about other stocks that have similar potential to NNDM stock, like NNOX, SSYS, DDD, and DM. Go and press the like button right now if you hold NNDM stock, subscribe to the channel for more Nano Dimension stock news, and comment down below why you think NNDM will succeed in the long run. As always, there are deals to get free stocks, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies that are linked in the description box down below. But my favorite opportunities are the 100% free stock with Robinhood and the 2 stocks you can get with Webull, where you can get 1 free stock for making an account, and you can get the second stock, which could be worth up to $1,600 if you deposit $100 or more into the investment account. And with that being said, let's get into our first Nano Dimension stock article. Nano Dimension has an extremely high amount of momentum behind their NNDM stock, and studies show us that this strong price trend for NNDM stock could last from a few months all the way up to a year, purely based on mass investor psychology. But this momentum for NNDM stock is not a bad thing at all, because it allows for investors to take advantage of this before a pullback occurs. So what is driving the NNDM stock price up if it's not the company's financials? Well, if we use the S&P 500 index as a benchmark, NNDM stock has increased hundreds of % past the S&P 500, making it a top performing stock. However, there is definitely no guarantee that NNDM stock will continue in that direction. But NNDM stock could continue to keep most of its momentum because of 2 main reasons from the study, which summarized basically says, at first investors are normally slow to move in on riskier positions like NNDM stock, but as the price increases, it gives investors confidence that it will keep going up, so then they decide to invest. And then the higher stock price then makes other investors more confident, so then they invest, which raises the stock price again. And all of this happens over and over until a major correction occurs. And generally, this is what keeps up the momentum for NNDM stock. Now, all of this momentum and price strength for NNDM stock is great, and momentum can be a very powerful tool for an investor or trader. Just look at one of my favorite ETFs named MTUM, M-T-U-M, which is literally composed of stocks with high momentum and potential. NNDM stock is great for now, and if you are holding long term and you have done your research, then this does not impact you at all. But if you are holding NNDM stock short term, play the momentum early or you could feel a pullback. The reason that I am giving long-term investors a pass on NNDM stock is because of Amazon, so hear me out. 20 years ago, when Amazon was considered somewhat of a speculative stock, you could have bought 300 shares for around $3,000, which would now be worth close to $1 million. And according to this Motley Fool author, he compares Amazon to Nano Dimension's NNDM stock and Nano-X NNOX stock, which makes X-ray machines cheaper, smaller, and more efficient. The connection between Nano Dimension and Nano-X is their use of nanotechnology, but these are only for risk-tolerant investors, which I myself am more of a risk-adverse investor, so this is not for everyone. Let me give you some more information on Nano-X as a company and their NNOX stock. Nano-X makes high-performance X-ray machines, which are set to replace high-end MRI and CAT X-ray machines, which cost hospitals anywhere from $1 million to $3 million. These X-ray machines have to generate a lot of heat, up to 2,000 degrees Celsius, which is around 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit. But Nano-X has fabricated millions of nanoscale gates on silicon chips, which allows the X-ray machine to stay at room temperature. It can be much smaller than regular X-ray machines, and it's way cheaper. Nano-X also has a huge potential catalyst coming up with their FDA approval. Nano-X machines only cost $10,000 to make, so when compared to traditional X-ray machines, this is a no-brainer for hospitals to order because it will save them loads of money on utilities such as power and equipment costs. But the best part is that Nano-X takes a fee every time one of their machines takes an X-ray, which will provide them with constant revenue flow indefinitely. This same revenue model is used by Intuitive Surgical, ticker symbol ISRG, which has made investors extremely rich. However, the company right now has no profits or revenue, and short sellers have made the stock extremely unstable, but the early investors who took a risk have made loads of money, so this is another speculative investment, but if you are comfortable with risk, then this stock might be something to look further into. Nano Dimension has a very similar revenue model to this in the sense that Nano Dimension sells their 3D printing machines, which costs a lot of money, but that is not their main revenue source. Nano Dimension actually automatically starts to gain reoccurring revenue after the sale of their machines, because eventually their customers will run out of the nanoparticle materials ink, meaning that they will have to buy more of it if they want to continue manufacturing products. Nano Dimension has numerous advantages when it comes to product creation. For instance, they are cheaper, they are faster, and their machines allow their customers to be in full control of the manufacturing process, which is great for labs who have secret intellectual property that they do not want to give out to a second-party manufacturer. Also, Nano Dimension machines can produce extremely tiny and complex parts that normal manufacturing companies cannot replicate, which will be used in aerospace, defense, and healthcare. The revenue model for Nano-X and Nano Dimension has been proven extremely fruitful before, and it could prove extremely fruitful again, thus making NNDM stock and NNOX stock rally as the company's revenues start to increase and eventually become profitable in the years to come. If these companies pan out in the long run, the stock price could be hundreds of dollars for both of these. But these are long-term position stocks. Unless you want to get in and out, then you can do short-term. The key to investing in a company in its early stages is diversification. So do not invest in only one or even only both of these companies. Feel free to invest into other investments so you can lower your risk of these investments. Some examples of how you can diversify in the 3D printing market would be to look into 3D Systems, ticker DDD, Stratasys, ticker SSYS, Desktop Metal, ticker DM, or you could invest into the PRNT ETF. And if you want even more diversification with companies that are not in the same space as NNDM, feel free to use MTUM, ARKQ, and ARKW. Remember to like this video right now, comment and subscribe, and I will see all of you in the next YT video.